Welcome, folks, to another episode of What's Going On with Tormenta. I'm Sonny, and I'm an FAA certified Part 107 drone pilot who likes roller coasters and construction. So this is a hobby of mine that I like to fly over things that are being built to get those photos that you can only get them while they're being built. So here we are again, flying around Tormenta. I usually fly on Sunday mornings, very common, when the park is closed and there's no construction going on. Lately, I've been flying sometimes during the week just because I'm trying to get some of these shots that, some action shots of things going on. And they've been working on Sunday mornings as well, so kind of a combination of both. For those that have watched all the other videos, thanks for coming back for another one. I know it's been a couple of weeks, but to be honest, not a lot going on. This here, the last minute of footage here, this is from, I think it was the day before, or the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. They were having to start building the tower. It looked like they were about to start building the tower. These guys are going over to the staging yard and grabbing all these the big supports and bringing them over. So I could tell they were getting ready. They're getting ready to go somewhere with this, building it up. But not, like I said, not a lot going on here. This is why I haven't really put any videos out. I've been recording a lot, but I've been flying out there quite a bit, trying to get some of that rare footage that you have to be out there at the right time to get it. But unfortunately, I have not gotten too much until yesterday. Yesterday, I got some really good updates. So you can start to see they're building backwards from the bottom of the drop, building back up, building up a tower basically, and then you're connected. You're going to connect both sides of the tower at the top. It became pretty evident that's what they're going to do. So here, just flying around, kind of getting the lay of the land here a couple days before Thanksgiving. So I had to actually go out of town the week after Thanksgiving. So I did not get to fly again for a week, basically. And I came back, I think it was the Friday week after Thanksgiving, or maybe it was a Saturday. And this is where they were at. Let's see, what day was this? Yeah, this was on December 7th. So 8 days ago today. That was on Sunday. So not much more had been completed other than the tower. A lot of this triangle base is in place. You can see them, like I said, they're building up backwards up the tower at this point, which makes sense. I mean, it's more stable that way, and you don't have to. Nothing is as precarious. You can work backwards. You can see they got a lot more pieces staged there of the triangles, but it's a very I don't know if the geodesics or what's the right term for it in architecture, but triangles are really, really strong, and that's what they're obviously doing here is a lot of triangles. So I kind of zoomed in there. I thought it was fascinating that they put all these pieces in one footer right there. So not a lot going on, though. Like I said, that's why I haven't really bothered to put a video out, because it takes me a long time to edit these videos. I probably spend 5-6 hours editing one video just because of the time it takes to cut everything down, and I film so much extra stuff anyways that no one wants to see. So I try to cut it out. I think in the last video, someone had a funny comment that told me to hurry it up, so I don't disagree either. Anyway, we're flying around here, and just to see if there's any angles or anything that looks interesting. You can kind of see where the Immelman's going to go. A lot more concrete still to be poured down there, too. The pylon caps, there's still numerous pylon caps that have not been poured. 1, 2, like 6 big pylon caps right there, and then there's a ton more over in the loop and by the old Conquistador area that have not even been formed up yet. So I think it's going to speed up quite a bit, though, once they get all the concrete poured. So, yeah, doing a little loop here. We'll fly around one more time here, and we'll call it a week. for this day. Let's see, what's the next footage? The next footage I have is from Friday. I think it was Friday the 11th. Yeah, that was like 4 days ago. So Friday the 11th, we tried again because I thought surely they're going to be capping it out on Friday. The weather was nice, and I was like, okay, well, I'm going to take off a little early. We're going to go out there and see if they've made any progress. So by the magic of time travel, and poof, now it's Friday. So here on Friday, they had one more big V to put up. And it was like, oh, they got a little bit further here. Oh, they started working backwards on the Immelman. And while they've done all that stuff and it's all great, they still weren't as close as I thought they would be to topping it out. Still magnificent work, and I'm not dogging anyone. Who knows? I mean, it was really cold yesterday morning on Sunday, and they were still out there working. I don't know how those people were doing that because it was freaking cold. But here you go. It looks like the station. A lot of forms built up into the station. I think that looks so pretty right there. The big fish hook look. Don't worry, I got more shots of that coming. Here you can see they poured some concrete. Some of those have been filled in from the previous day, and there's a lot more pylons. Piers, I guess is the right term. Piers that had to be... had to have pylon caps formed. And here's one of the bigger pylon caps, and then putting the piece for the actual bolts and everything in place. That has to be precision too, so I'm sure there's not a lot of leeway on how far, where that has to go exactly. So they have an extra crane here I thought was interesting, this white crane. Pretty big crane, probably it was the same company, the Maxim. Right there, you see them measuring to make sure they got the right heights on everything, and that the bolts are in the right spot. So it looks like they were working on these footers and the concrete work versus doing any lifts on this day. Obviously, the crane is down, so there's not any lifting going on, but they probably weren't going to be doing any lifting with the concrete people working underneath of them. That would probably be a bad idea. But oddly enough, I thought was interesting was that one white crane right there. It wasn't there for very long because they started taking it down on Sunday the 14th. Here you can see where it's going to connect. You kind of start to see the arch, the 95-degree angle. They got one more track piece and the other V to put on to stabilize that, which will probably be like a one-time thing. Obviously a one-time thing, but I mean like both of them at the same time. I don't really plan the narration for this because it would take even longer, so I'm watching this video with you and kind of just trying to tell a story of what I saw. I think we're going to have some good footage at the end, though, so we'll see how it goes. They got the next piece of the Immelman ready to go right there. A lot more footers. It looks like the other pylon caps are down there for the turnaround, but those are still waiting to be poured, which I think they actually ended up pouring on, this is last Friday, so they started, I think they poured those on Saturday, the 13th. Which, if I'm not mistaken, that's part of it that comes right after the block break. The mid-course brake run. Right after the mid-course break, and then you dive down right there. That's the footers for those pieces. Yeah, not a lot to say here. I mean, it is what it is, right? We're going to zip around here. I love the shot. It looks good. Good lighting. It was late in the day Friday. The sun was going down. You get to see the nice fish hook there. It's going to be cool when it connects. It's going to be it's already changing the skyline out there because you can actually see this coaster from, if it's a clear day, you could see it from the north side of the airport. I come from the Grapevine area, and when I'm starting down, I can always look up and see it as I'm getting on 121. The 121 360 split. So, yeah, the white crane though, I was interested. I was kind of curious what its purpose it served. It probably was some kind of like dual heavy lift, where they had to have two cranes that could do a lot of weight at the same time. But they were done with it on Sunday, so the big crane was all that is probably going to be needed for the top. They had all the trucks lined up. You're about to see this in another 10 seconds. You'll see them disassembling the littler white and red crane there. Okay, so let's do some more time traveling here through the magic of time travel, and all of a sudden, not going to be as pretty because yesterday was a little overcast, but we got some cool stuff yesterday, actually. I stayed out there quite a bit, and I was thinking they might even cap it off yesterday, but it's I guess I'm thinking it's easier than it is. But they did do a nice lift here, so you're going to see this here in a second. Apparently this is the C7 pole, and that's the second piece of the C7 pole. I guess piece 1 and 2 went together first before they pick it up, but you'll see this in a second. I'm fascinated what those white clips are. Obviously, they're removable, but what are those made out of? They have to be some kind of very hard out. I mean, it's something to protect the metal and allow them to lift it, but what is that made out of that allows them to hold that weight? I find that fascinating. So it looks like they were doing some coordination yesterday because they were taking down the white and red crane, and these guys were getting that all loaded up. So they were doing the rigging to put this on the back of a flatbed. It's funny when I'm editing this video, I don't even think about like how long I'm on a shot. It was fascinating watching them rig it, but maybe not interesting. Probably could have sped through some of that, but anyway, the white and red cranes half taken down by this point, and they're getting the flatbeds to back up and putting them on the back of the flatbed. I guess they're off to the next job with the white and red crane. I wish I knew the sizes of these so I could probably call them by their real names, but not my industry. So yeah, here you see the flatbed backing up. It's like, get on with it, man. If you think this is slow, you should be out there watching it. It's a lot slower because I'm actually speeding this up at like 400x right now. And I'm sitting there thinking the whole time, I'm running out of drone battery. The drone batteries are really, really good. They're good for about 30 to 35 minutes, depending on the winds and how much you're zipping around. But because of that, you can't stay in the air very long. So I have a few batteries to rotate so I could charge one while the other ones are flying. So it's a good shot there of the top of it on. We have the tower's all made now. You have the track coming off the tower. We just got to build the connection. The connection is just one post, by the way. There's one, I guess they call it the C7 post. It's a vertical post. On all the specs, I thought was interesting. On all the specs and everything I looked at for Tormenta, that one C7 post did not have any connections to the tower. And I was just thinking, man, that is a huge post just connected to the ground without any cross bracing. They're probably going to have to hold that up there while they put the top in place. Where really, there's actually some cross bracing. You just don't see it on any of the, computer aided design stuff. Here's one of the cross braces that I was kind of curious what they were doing, because I was like, I didn't expect there to be cross braces. I expected them to have to brace it somehow, but these are much more permanent cross braces. So they're staging this right here, obviously right by the base of where C7 is. That way, as soon as they get the C7 post in the ground, they can turn around and pick that one up and then fly it up to connect the site. So here, fast forward a little bit, and you start to see the them lifting the C7 1 and 2 pieces. And I don't think I'm really going extra speed right now. It was really slow watching him lift it, but man, it was so cool when you see this huge piece of metal. It's not small. It might be 4 foot in diameter. When you see it going flying through the sky, it was something, man. And that crane just picks it up with ease too. I can't even think how many tons that probably is. And by this point, by the way, the drone battery is getting a little low, so I had to go and switch batteries real fast right as it got it off the ground. Just my luck. And I'm kind of frantically trying to find a good spot to make sure I'm not in the way, and I'm way back, by the way, but there he goes, taking it around, and I mean, they have some guide wires on it to help us steer it. And it was a pretty windy day. I mean, it was not one to hang around outside for long, that's for sure. And here they are zipping that one piece through the structure around the outside of it, making sure they don't bang anything. And now we got it kind of over where it needs to go. Oh man, that would have been a fun shot to get from above, wouldn't it? Probably not allowed. That would be against some airmanship rules. But you see, they got it right on the base now, and they're trying to align all the bolts. The orange vest gentleman is he's leaning on it good to get it to line up, but it doesn't take long, and all of a sudden, right on down. Making sure the gap's good. Up, yep, we're down all the way. Okay, cool. Okay, great. Now we can get some bolts on there and call it in. So when I started seeing them doing all this yesterday, I was like, okay, this is going to be cool. We're going to get to see them top it out today. And I thought surely we were going to see the top of the track go flying here. This is like 10 a.m., 11 a.m. they were putting this piece in. And I stayed out there for 2 or 3 hours, and then they put the crane down. That's when you realized you were only going to get to see one piece get put in. One big piece, that is. I guess finger tight's good enough for now. They'll get the torque wrench on it later. And you see the cherry picker coming up here with the guys. And this is kind of funny because the cherry picker was not easy to get them up there where they needed to be. It took them a while to get that cherry picker in the right spot. They eventually did, but I was thinking that, okay, well, the crane is still attached to the other end. So you're going to have to get someone up there to detach the ends on that piece. We'll bounce back here to this in a second, but they're just tightening down some bolts and, tightening down some bolts, and then they're going to be on their way here in a second. So now we'll just take a little lap here. They put the crane down for the day, so that's kind of like, it's too bad they put the crane down. Tells you that they're probably not going to be doing much more work for a while, and unfortunately, I didn't want to take a gamble of being out there all day. But you can see the one piece there, the C piece is installed, the first one. They have the next two ready to go next to it, but you can see the one cross brace they've put on here. From the top of that C post to the corner there. And here in a second, you're going to see the other side to, like I said, triangles. Little zoom in there on the station area and probably some hydraulics and things that they're working on. Definitely got some walls formed up, ready to pour as well there. So And here they are with the other cross beam. I just wanted to skip ahead a little bit here because this video, I didn't want it to be too long, but they got one of them in place and now they're putting the other one in place. It's a fascinating way to, you're just handling wind loads. So you just put the little slice in there and it slides into the actual support. So they get the other end on first, and that's what they're finagling the other end first. Once they get the other end on, then it slides down and then it slides into the middle of the that huge support, and they can bolt it all together. So yeah, we're gonna call this a wrap for this week, and I will hopefully have another video out before the holiday. So hopefully we'll get to see the topping off here in a few days, if not tomorrow. Or maybe it was today even, right? I haven't seen any video or anything from today. So anyway, have a nice Merry Christmas, and talk to y'all soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We can watch the outro. We'll do one more fly around here and we'll call it a week. Have a good one, folks. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.